I still remember the first time I saw her. It was a misty autumn evening, and I had taken a stroll in the park to clear my mind. The sun had dipped below the horizon, leaving a soft glow that painted the sky in hues of orange and purple. As I wandered along the winding pathways, I couldn't help but notice the eerie silence that hung in the air, broken only by the faint rustling of leaves and the distant hoot of an owl. My steps grew slower as I approached the heart of the park, where an old, gnarled oak tree stood like a sentinel of time. Beneath its sprawling branches, a dilapidated bench waited, seemingly untouched by time itself. It was there that I first laid eyes on her, a girl with long flowing hair and a tattered white dress, sitting quietly as if lost in thought. Curiosity and a strange sense of compassion compelled me to approach her. I took hesitant steps toward the bench, my heart pounding in my chest. She turned her gaze toward me, her eyes hollow yet filled with a longing that sent a shiver down my spine. "Hello?" I greeted softly, my voice trembling despite my efforts to sound composed. She didn't respond, merely fixing her gaze upon me as if assessing whether I posed a threat. Her pale lips twitched, almost as if she were attempting to smile, but the effort seemed beyond her grasp. A gust of wind blew through, rustling the leaves around us, and I noticed that her hair moved not with the breeze, but as if carried by an unseen current. "Are you all right?" I ventured, my words hanging in the air like a delicate thread. A flicker of something, recognition, perhaps, crossed her face, and her gaze softened. She gestured for me to sit beside her, and though a sense of unease coursed through my veins, I complied. We sat in silence for a while, the darkness deepening around us. The air grew colder, and I pulled my jacket tighter around me. It was then that she began to speak, her voice a mere whisper that seemed to emerge from the very fabric of the night. "I was once alive, you know," she began, her words carrying a weight that suggested a story beyond mortal comprehension. "A long time ago, this park was a place of joy and laughter. Children played, lovers strolled, and families picnicked under the sun's warm embrace." Her voice trembled with a mixture of sorrow and nostalgia. I listened intently, drawn into her tale of a life once lived. She spoke of a time when she was known as Eleanor, a girl full of dreams and aspirations, her heart intertwined with the beauty of the park. "But something happened," she continued, her voice growing more hushed. "A darkness, an evil, took root in this place. It consumed the joy and tainted the very essence of the park. I tried to fight it, to protect the memories that once flourished here, but I was overwhelmed." Tears welled up in her spectral eyes, and I found myself inexplicably moved by her tale. She spoke of her struggle to hold on to her humanity, her battle against the malevolent force that sought to claim her soul. "It was a battle I lost," she whispered, her voice barely audible now. "And so, I remained trapped in this liminal space, a ghostly remnant of who I once was, unable to move on or find peace. I wanted to offer comfort, to reach out and console her, but my hand passed through her ethereal form, as insubstantial as a wisp of smoke. The wind around us intensified, carrying with it an eerie wail that seemed to echo the anguish of her tale. "I've watched countless souls pass through this park," she murmured, her gaze distant. "Some sense my presence, others are oblivious, but you saw me, truly saw me, and for that, I am grateful." A sense of melancholic gratitude colored her words, and I couldn't help but feel a connection, a bond formed between the living and the departed. As the night wore on, we continued to talk, sharing stories of life and death, of dreams and regrets. The park, once a place of solace for both of us, became a conduit through which our souls entwined, bridging the gap between the realms of the living and the spectral. As dawn approached, her form began to fade, becoming increasingly translucent with each passing moment. She cast me a bittersweet smile, her eyes brimming with a mixture of longing and resignation. "Thank you for listening," she whispered, her voice barely more than a sigh carried away by the wind. And then, as the first rays of sunlight pierced through the trees, she was gone, a mere whisper in the wind, a fleeting memory of a girl who had once graced the park with her presence. I returned to the park countless times after that fateful encounter, hoping to catch another glimpse of her, to continue our conversations. But her spirit remained elusive, as if she had truly found the peace she had long sought. Years have passed since that autumn evening, yet the memory of the girl ghost and our haunting conversations remain etched in my mind. And as I walk through the park, the same park that once held a darkness she fought so valiantly against, I can't help but feel a sense of gratitude for having crossed paths with her, a spectral soul who taught me the true power of empathy and connection, even beyond the boundaries of life and death.